Hi, I'm back again. So I think I need to expound some more on this whole theory I've come across individually as a therapist. And throughout my life course, I started to examine, throughout the years, looking in retrospect, all the narcissists I came across now that my knowledge base is so wide. Because I had some very close to me in my personal life and some in the workplace, um, some as clients. And so it's almost as if I went on a longitudinal study. Let's put it that way. Inadvertently, it was apparently part of my life course to go through these experiences and present the information. Um, I don't even think the DSM, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual on Mental Illness, uh, has covered the depth and extent to which narcissism really is. It has not captured the information effectively and thoroughly, um, based on the information I collected. Um, it is, of course, a part of society today to be, into selfies and all that stuff, a distance between people, because the cell phone technology has advanced so much, and there's no need for connectivity except on the instrument called the cell phone. And um, more people become self-absorbed. The more self-absorbed you become, the more narcissistic you become. And the not at all suggesting that that's where it started, because it has been going on for probably centuries, yeah. Um, Starting with Narcissus, so in Greek mythology. Um, so it's not a foreign concept, and they had no cell phones back then. But it just helps to encourage the disorder. Um, in mental health, we don't diagnose personality disorders unless we have been following a client for over a year. And that's probably changed by now, but I prefer to follow that rule. Anyhow, yeah, I came across lots of bosses, and some of them were women, and of course some were men. And in my personal life, relatives, friends, who had the traits. And therefore, that's the basis of my presenting this information to everyone. Um, a lot of us were married to narcissists, and this is why we're confronting these issues in court and with the custody of our children. Um, at first, you know, these narcissists, um, they may approach as being humble and meek, but given the right circumstances and opportunities, then you see the real person emerge. Um, Having, for example, in my case, my ex-husband was always counseling people, and that's basically my career. That's what I do for a living. That's what I was trained in. It was my profession. But he was always searching people out in the community and the public to provide counseling to them on his level, at his concept level. And I never really thought much of that until you know, it became very clear what his intentions were for myself and the children during the divorce process. So part of that too was my being the head of household and the main provider. Um, he was communicating this to many people in his sphere of influence, that he was the head of household and the main provider. And these are things that you as a person who is working and living a normal life and taking care of your children and managing your home life, etc., and your financial life, etc., your career, you're not aware that these things are going on. And at some point, though, you do become aware, and some things don't add up. One of the things a narcissist will do is separate you from their closest sphere of relationships. And that may include, definitely, all of them are outsiders to the quote unquote marriage. Uh, you don't know much about their relatives, you don't know, some of the friends, but not all of them. And um, you kind of don't really know much about them. It's somehow hidden. Um, they are very good at that, at hiding who they really are. And it's almost as if a multiple personality. Uh, Admitting to the public and to the different spheres of relationships in a person's life that they are who they are not. They are presenting themselves to be who you are. And that's a fallacy. That is such a contrapulated or a convoluted set of mental processes that is abnormal, 100% abnormal. And this is why it's difficult to identify sometimes who a narcissist is or who has this disorder. Cluster B. Anyhow, gonna pause for a moment.